Welcome to our channel, where we bring you all the latest and most emotional stories from the world of WWE. In today's video, we'll discuss the heartbreaking losses of legendary wrestlers who left us too soon. These untimely passings, caused by various tragic reasons, shook the WWE Universe forever. But that's not all. We also have some very sad news about AJ Lee. Stay with us till the end to find out more. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Umaga, born Edward Fatu on March 28, 1973, in San Francisco, California, was a professional wrestler known for his intense and imposing presence in the ring. As part of the famous Anoa'i wrestling family, which includes legends like The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Yokozuna, Umaga was destined for greatness in the world of professional wrestling. He was best known for his time in WWE, where he portrayed an aggressive Samoan character who was both feared and revered by fans. Umaga's early wrestling career began in the mid-1990s, but it was his WWE tenure starting in 2002 that solidified his place in wrestling history. Known for his powerful, brutal in-ring style, Umaga quickly rose to prominence. He debuted as Jamal alongside his tag team partner Rosie in a group called 3 Minute Warning. However, it was under the Umaga persona, a savage, wild character who was managed by Armando Alejandro Estrada, that he truly flourished. Umaga's character was portrayed as a destructive force, with his signature moves, including the Samoan Spike, becoming iconic. He had notable feuds with stars like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Bobby Lashley, and John Cena, and was a two-time WWE Intercontinental Champion. Despite his success in the ring, Umaga faced several personal challenges, particularly with substance abuse and health issues. His weight, lifestyle choices, and the physical toll of wrestling took a heavy toll on his health. In 2009, after a suspension from WWE due to a violation of the company's wellness policy, Umaga's struggles became more evident. Tragically, Umaga passed away on December 4, 2009 at the age of 36 due to a heart attack caused by combined drug intoxication. His death was a shock to the wrestling world, as he was still in the prime of his career. It was later reported that he had been battling substance abuse problems, which contributed to his passing. The circumstances surrounding his death highlighted the dangers of the wrestling industry, where intense physical demands, along with mental and substance abuse issues, can take a toll on athletes. Umaga's death left a deep impact on his family, particularly his wife and children, as well as the wrestling community. Buddy Rogers, born Herman Rode Jr. on February 20th, 1921, in Camden, New Jersey, was a pioneering figure in professional wrestling. Known as the Nature Boy, long before Ric Flair adopted the moniker, Rogers was one of the sport's earliest stars, earning recognition for his charismatic personality and technical wrestling prowess. His most notable achievement came in 1961 when he became the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion after defeating Pat O'Connor. Rogers was a charismatic heel, known for his flamboyant style, confidence, and the ability to generate crowd reactions, solidifying his place as one of the first true wrestling icons. Rogers' wrestling career spanned decades, but his health was a challenge in his later years. After retiring from active competition in the 1970s, Rogers continued to have an influence on the wrestling world, mentoring future stars and making occasional appearances in wrestling promotions. However, in the years leading up to his death, he struggled with various health issues, including a stroke. Buddy Rogers passed away on June 26, 1992, due to complications from a stroke. His death marked the end of an era in professional wrestling. It was a tragic loss for his family, fans, and the wrestling community. His passing left a void in the world of sports entertainment, as Rogers had been an integral part of shaping modern wrestling's theatrics and storytelling. Rogers' legacy lives on through his influence on the personalities and styles of later generations of wrestlers. Ric Flair in particular often credited Rogers as a major influence on his own persona. Buddy Rogers remains a cornerstone in wrestling history, remembered for his contributions to the industry and his larger-than-life character, which still resonates in the way professional wrestling is perceived today. Jimmy Del Rey, born November 30th, 1962, was an American professional wrestler best known by his ring name, Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. Renowned for his flashy persona and charisma, Del Rey gained significant fame in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, as one half of the tag team known as the Heavenly Bodies, Alongside his partner, Tom Pritchard, Del Rey began his wrestling career in 1985, trained by the Mighty Yankee, and debuted under the name Jimmy Richland, which many fans believe to be his real name. He later joined Championship Wrestling from Florida in the late 1980s, wrestling as Jomo Kenya before adopting the name Jimmy Backlund. In this persona, he formed a tag team with Brett Sawyer called the Playboys. The duo captured the vacant FCW Tag Team Championship on July 1, 1989, holding the titles until losing them to the Nasty Boys on August 22nd. From 1989 to 1991, Del Rey wrestled in Japan for Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, where he further honed his skills and showcased his high-flying style. He made his WWF debut on November 22, 1991, as Jimmy Richland, facing the Skinner on a house show. In 1992, he continued his career with Wing, solidifying his reputation as a talented performer. Jimmy Del Rey's legacy endures as a memorable figure in professional wrestling, celebrated for his contributions to tag team wrestling and his engaging performances that entertained fans worldwide. He passed away at the age of 53. Kerry Von Erich, born on February 3, 1958, was a prominent American professional wrestler and member of the famous Von Erich wrestling family. Known for his charisma and athleticism, he made a significant mark in the world of wrestling during the 1980s. Von Erich gained fame for his powerful physique and technical wrestling skills, becoming one of the most popular figures in the industry. Kerry's wrestling career began in Texas, where he quickly rose through the ranks. He became a key figure in world-class championship wrestling, WCCW, where he showcased his talent in high-profile matches. His most notable achievement came when he won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in 1984, defeating Ric Flair in a historic match at Texas Stadium. This victory not only elevated his status but also solidified the Von Erich name in professional wrestling history. Tragically, Von Erich faced numerous personal struggles, including the loss of several family members and battles with substance abuse. Despite these challenges, he remained a beloved figure among wrestling fans. His charismatic persona and dedication to the sport made him a fan favorite, and he often performed under the moniker the Modern-Day Warrior. Kerry Von Erich's life came to an untimely end when he died by suicide at the age of 33. His legacy lives on through the impact he had on the wrestling world, and he is remembered for both his incredible talent and the personal battles he faced throughout his life. David Von Erich, July 22, 1958, was a prominent American professional wrestler and a member of the famed Von Erich wrestling family, a Texas-based dynasty in the sport. Known for his athletic ability, charisma, and intense in-ring style, David quickly became a star, particularly in the world-class championship wrestling, WCCW, promotion based in Dallas, Texas, where the Von Erich family held legendary status. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches and weighing around 240 pounds, David was known as the Yellow Rose of Texas. His strong technical skills and ability to connect with fans made him a favorite, and he was a key figure in the promotion's success during the early 1980s. He famously feuded with the Fabulous Freebirds, a rivalry that became one of the most storied in wrestling history, and is still remembered for its intensity and high stakes. David was expected to be a future world champion, with many in the wrestling community seeing him as a natural successor for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Tragically, David passed away at the age of 25 while on a tour in Japan due to acute enteritis, though his death remains a subject of wrestling lore and speculation. David Von Erich's impact on wrestling, particularly in Texas, is still felt today. He left a lasting legacy through his talent, passion, and connection with fans, who continue to remember him as a symbol of the golden era of wrestling and the Von Erich family's enduring influence. A.J. Lee, born April Jeanette Mendez on March 19, 1987 in Union City, New Jersey, is a name that resonates deeply with wrestling fans, especially those who followed WWE's women's division during the early 2000s. Despite her relatively short career in the ring from 2010 to 2015, AJ's impact on the sport is undeniable. Known for her unique persona, quick wit, and unparalleled mic skills, she became one of the most memorable divas in WWE history. Even after her departure in 2015, speculation around a potential return to the squared circle continues to spark fan excitement. With whispers of a comeback continuing, the questions remain: would AJ Lee ever return to WWE? And if so, how? Battling health issues, why AJ Lee stepped away, When AJ Lee retired from WWE in 2015, it wasn't a decision made lightly. One of the main reasons behind her departure was her ongoing battle with back injuries. Professional wrestling is incredibly demanding on the body, and for someone like AJ, who was known for her high-flying, acrobatic wrestling style, the toll was significant. Wrestling took its physical toll on AJ, and after years of intense physical exertion and repeated injuries, she was left dealing with chronic back pain. Continuing to wrestle posed a severe risk to her health, and ultimately, AJ had to step away to prevent further damage. Back injuries, especially for athletes in contact sports like wrestling, are notoriously difficult to recover from. They can linger for years, if not permanently impair the body. For AJ, whose wrestling style involved frequent high-impact moves and acrobatics, the concern was that any additional stress on her back could lead to permanent injury, something that would significantly affect her quality of life long after her in-ring career. This reality made her decision to leave WWE a necessary one for her future. However, it wasn't just her physical health that led to AJ's retirement. Over the years, AJ had been open about her mental health struggles. In her memoir, Crazy is My Superpower, she disclosed that she had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. The challenges of managing mental health while being in the spotlight added another layer of difficulty to her decision to step away from wrestling. The high-profile, high-pressure environment of WWE exacerbated her mental health challenges, and stepping away from that environment allowed her to focus on her well-being. The combination of chronic physical pain and mental health struggles made her retirement all the more understandable to fans and fellow wrestlers. Life after WWE, becoming an advocate and author. Since her retirement, AJ Lee has proven herself to be much more than just a former wrestler. She's used her platform and her personal experiences to advocate for mental health awareness and to make a positive impact off-screen. One of the most significant moves in her post-WWE career was the release of her memoir, Crazy is My Superpower. The book became a New York Times bestseller and resonated with readers worldwide for its raw honesty and emotional depth. In it, AJ not only shared the details of her wrestling career, but also her life before WWE, including the struggles she faced growing up in poverty and dealing with bipolar disorder. Through her writing and advocacy, AJ has helped normalize the conversation about mental health, particularly in a world where athletes and entertainers are often expected to mask their struggles. By being open about her condition, she has played a significant role in reducing the stigma surrounding mental health issues, both in the wrestling industry and the broader sports and entertainment world. AJ's candidness and her efforts to raise awareness for mental health have garnered her respect from a wide range of people, both inside and outside the professional wrestling community. Additionally, AJ has continued to use her voice and platform for activism. She has advocated for mental health resources, encouraged fans to embrace their vulnerabilities, and pushed for more inclusivity in the entertainment world. Her advocacy work has shown that she is far more than just a WWE diva. She is a passionate and determined individual, committed to improving the lives of others. Could AJ Lee be poised for a WWE comeback? Despite AJ Lee's success as an advocate and author, the speculation surrounding a potential return to WWE has never truly gone away. Even after her retirement, rumors of a comeback have remained prevalent, fueled in part by her interactions with WWE stars and the fervent fan base that has continued to support her. These whispers have only intensified in recent years, especially with AJ's husband, CM Punk, making his return to WWE in 2023. One of the most significant developments in the potential return of AJ Lee has been her interactions with current WWE superstars. Recently, there have been playful exchanges between AJ and wrestlers like Bayley, Cora Jade, and Liv Morgan, all of whom have encouraged her to make a comeback. AJ, who is known for her witty and sharp responses on social media, has responded with affection, telling her fellow wrestlers that she loves them and joking about embracing her wrinkles. While these interactions were playful in nature, they reignited rumors that AJ might be considering a return to the ring. Furthermore, WWE has frequently mentioned AJ Lee on its programming in connection with CM Punk, and the mention of her name by current WWE stars has kept her in the spotlight. Fans have been vocal about their desire to see her back in action, whether as a wrestler, manager, or in some other capacity. With the growing interest and the renewed connection between AJ and WWE, many have started to wonder if the stars might finally align for her return. Managing CM Punk, a role that makes sense? While the idea of AJ Lee returning as a full-time competitor seems unlikely given her health struggles, one potential role for her could be as a manager, particularly for her husband, CM Punk. Since CM Punk's return to WWE, he has found himself embroiled in intense rivalries and high-stakes matches. As someone who cares deeply about Punk's safety, especially during his brutal matches, AJ could play a role in managing him from a more protective, behind-the-scenes perspective. This role would allow AJ to be involved in WWE storylines without subjecting herself to the physical toll of wrestling. As a manager, AJ would still be able to contribute her incredible mic skills, charisma, and passion to WWE's product, but without the risk of further injury. Her chemistry with Punk, both in real life and as a storyline couple, would undoubtedly enhance his character and create additional drama for the audience. Additionally, fans have long admired the dynamic between AJ and CM Punk, both in and outside of the ring. Their real-life relationship would add an intriguing layer to any storyline they were involved in together, and it would undoubtedly be a huge draw for WWE's audience. This partnership could offer an exciting opportunity to bring AJ Lee back to WWE without putting her in harm's way. The challenges of returning to wrestling. Despite the excitement surrounding a potential return, there are significant challenges that would come with AJ Lee's return to WWE. The most obvious concern is her health, particularly her back injuries. Although it has been several years since AJ last wrestled, the risk of re-injury is high, especially given the physical nature of professional wrestling. Back injuries are notoriously difficult to heal from, and even a slight slip-up could lead to permanent damage. This makes it unlikely that AJ would return to wrestling full-time, especially in high-impact matches. Another challenge is AJ's mental health. As she has been open about in her memoir, the pressures of being in the spotlight and WWE's grueling schedule took a significant toll on her mental well-being. While she may have grown and healed since her departure, returning to such a demanding environment could reignite some of the struggles she faced in the past. It would be crucial for AJ to maintain her mental health while navigating the stresses of being back in the public eye, particularly in the high-pressure world of WWE. Additionally, after being away from the ring for almost a decade, AJ would have to deal with the issue of ring rust. Wrestling at the level required by WWE takes years of training and conditioning. While AJ's natural talent would likely help her return to the ring quickly, there would still be significant preparation required to ensure she was at the top of her game. What does the future hold for AJ Lee? If AJ Lee does return to WWE, it is likely that she would do so in a non-wrestling capacity, perhaps managing CM Punk, or playing some other role that doesn't require physical exertion. Her charisma, mic skills, and experience would make her an ideal fit for such a position, and it would allow fans to reconnect with her without risking her health. This would be a win-win situation for both AJ and WWE. However, there's always the possibility that AJ could surprise everyone and return to the ring for one final match. If she feels physically capable and mentally prepared to compete again, there's no telling what she could accomplish in WWE. Regardless of the role she would take on, AJ Lee's return would undoubtedly be one of the most anticipated moments in wrestling history. To conclusion, AJ Lee's legacy within WWE is undeniable. From her pioneering work in the women's division to her memorable mic skills and charismatic presence, she played a significant role in shaping the WWE product during her time in the company. Her retirement in 2015 left a void, but her continued advocacy work, her memoir, and the ongoing speculation about her return to WWE have kept her in the spotlight. Whether she returns as a manager, a commentator, or even as a competitor, one thing is clear: AJ Lee's presence in WWE would be a game changer. The future may be uncertain, but AJ's impact on the industry will remain forever etched in WWE history.